She wrote him down for going 63, but she's announcing this to all those people in the crowd, right? To what it sounds like we're riding behind this motherfucker already.
I'm just tryna make it. Too many people, they don't let me down. But I keep it real, no time for hating. I'm always on that PC tryna shape my sound. See, I'm just tryna make it. I've got some people I cannot let it down. Aiming for the top of the mountain. Not there yet, but I've left the ground. Oh, I've left the ground. I'm just tryna make it, yeah, make it, yeah, yeah. Make it, yeah, make it, yeah, yeah. Oh, I left the ground. I'm just tryna make it, yeah, make it, yeah, yeah. Make it, yeah, make it, yeah, yeah.
in front of this motherfucker. Ain't no way he was going that fast. So he questioned it. Was he really going that fast? This entire shit would not have even started if the officer didn't tell a bold-faced ass lie out in public. But people are not going to look at that. He was just questioning, like, you said this man was doing this. You falsely put something on him that he didn't do. Double the speed limit. It's 35, baby. It's 35. What you writing for? Oh, 63. Well, he just wanted to get some clarification because it sounded kind of crazy. He was like, what? Bro, behind it. He pulled his glasses off and everything. This all started because you told that bold-faced ass lie. And maybe you were mistaken. You misspoke. Who cares? Why is he in handcuffs, though? That's the bigger issue, y'all. Let's see, CJ say, how the fuck you want him to listen, but you not listening to his side of the story? Yeah, she not. And guess what? She was right there in front of him. He was the one talking to her. She was the one he was talking to. She saw everything that transpired, and she's still going along with it. It's crazy.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Okay. And the officer that is doing that will be here. All right.
Did y'all stop that body cam?
This is still rolling.
No, man.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to use that. I don't want to mess with it.
Definitely stop.
Well,
Definitely stop.
come on. Okay. But listen, if you want to request the footage, I've been rolling the whole time.
No.
No, I understand. And you've been good to me. I understand that. But I'm not the one who arrested. Come here, bud. Right here.
That's what law.
I know. Right there.
That's all I have. What law?
Okay. All right. Are you going to give me your name or no? Okay. He's not going to give a name, so put him in a cell until he wants to give you a name or fingerprint, because they're not going to do this all night. Yeah, Warren Sapp or something like that? Yeah. But if you don't want to tell me, that's fine.
But y'all, you heard what she just said. Now, she tried to play like she was just cool with him when she came in, but then, once again, give me your name. Now, at this point, legally, he has to give his name because he is under arrest. Regardless of whether it's a false arrest, you still got to give your name. But you heard what she said. And this is why I say this is like some thug type mentality. Oh, well, just put him in the cell until he gives you his name or fingerprints. What? So either you gonna tell me what your name is so I can run you through my database, or I'm gonna take something from you to identify you, and we gonna keep this information to the end of time. Or you can just say, yeah, man, what? How? Like I'm just tripping off that, y'all. I don't know how people cool with that. I don't. This is real thug type shit. This is shit they say about some people. You know, what they be doing in the ghetto, in the hood, in the projects and shit. Look what they doing in everywhere. In uniform. Sanctioned by the government. That a lot of our Americans back the fuck up. And guess what? The jailers in here, they're government officials too. They work for the government too. Guess what? They with it. They with the bullshit. They with the bullshit too. They with the bullshit too. They the ones that couldn't become cops. See, CJ said, what's considered reckless driving in the state he in? Like, how many miles per hour over is reckless? 65. Anything, I think it was anything over 65 is reckless driving. Warren Sapp wasn't driving. That's the funny thing. He wasn't driving. He was just part of an event. He was just a part of an event. But yeah, in Colorado, it was 65. 65 for reckless driving, arrestable offense, but she quoted the guy for 63, but she told him he was going double when the speed limit was 35. So that's the real big issue. But yeah, Warren Sapp wasn't driving. He was just one of the people that were in there. There's some foundation doing something for kids, and he was a part of this event. They raised money for women and kids and shit like that. And he was just a part of the event. When that guy got stopped, they all stopped, and he heard the conversation.
No, nothing. This is a body cam from him. This is his property. My body cam rolled the whole time. Look, this is yours. I'm placing it right here. All right. I think it's orange sap or something like that. I know y'all got him. He's fine with me. He's not. He's good. It's gonna be 5 days. It's gonna be Satalante.
Mr. Sapp has now been processed and booked into the Okeechobee County Detention Facility. The supervisor, who moments before was less than 10 feet away from Mr. Sapp, has rushed to the facility to speak to him, only after finding out who he was, knowing that they'd just made a huge error in judgment after violating the rights and arresting the very man who had won them a Super Bowl 2 decades earlier. Fame can be a funny thing, especially if that's an attribute belonging to a person whose rights you violated and you've just illegally arrested.
Now we got Miss Jackson up in the building. What's going on, girl? How you feeling tonight?
That was good with you tonight. I had to jump on my topic. You know what I'm saying? Cop night for me. So I'm seeing there's some ridiculous actions being taken here. And basically, they charged the guy with not obstruction of justice for not giving his name or giving info. But, you know, they can gather that information through your fingerprint. You know, there's different ways through the database that they can identify you. So it just sounds like, you know, a bunch of drama. And then now that I see they don't figure out who he is. So, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to jump on top of their game and cover their tracks. So just seeing, you know, where it's going to go at from here.
All right, we'll take it, man. We're going to keep going. Now, remember, y'all, they just said the police chief he didn't want to talk to him when he was right there at the scene. But now that they relay word to him again, like, nah, he actually want to speak to you, and this is Warren Sapp. You gonna come talk to him? Yeah, let me go home and get on the way. He's on his way. Let's see how this conversation goes between him and I guess supervisor, chief police, whatever the fuck he is.
Thank you. You'll bring it out here? Sir. Yes, sir.
You ready to go?
Yes, sir. This being recorded.
I'll make sure.
My name is Sergeant Ellis. I'm the road patrol supervisor. You want to speak to the supervisor?
I was wondering, you was outside the gas station when they drove away, right?
Yes.
How come we didn't have a conversation?
Because you were already in the back of the patrol car and we needed to get you out there as quick as possible.
And that's what we came up with?
That's what happened.
Okay.
Whenever there's a situation like that, we try to clear the area as quick as possible. Because there's a large group of people there and it could turn dangerous.
It was peaceful. We were peacefully assembled.
At that point.
Well, your officer had been there for 15 minutes, right?
Well, the officer was screaming for backup too, so we went.
I definitely.
And y'all see, if you were watching from the beginning, you already know he done told multiple lies. It was a large group of people, so we feared for our safety. We were peaceful. Yeah, right then. If they were never not peaceful, then that excuse goes out the fucking window. And no, she did not yell and scream and call for fucking backup. Her printer broke. And she couldn't write the ticket. So we got 2 lies right there. She needed another officer to show up to write the ticket. And I guess a lot of y'all didn't have fucking shit going on at the time because, you know, it ain't that much crime happening in America that y'all all decided to show up. Because one officer, printer wasn't working. Because that's what it seemed like. Go ahead.
Well, what I like about the gentleman is he went through the chain of command. You know, when he seen that it was leading up to an altercation, he asked for a superintendent or their supervisor, you know, right there on site. So he went through the chain of command, you know, to kind of get to the bottom of it to make sure that, you know, he wasn't committing a crime or anything of that nature, and to you know, verify he exercising his rights as a citizen. So, you know, at this point, he on top of his game.
Well, look, and that's what I tell everybody. You need to know you're right. You have the legal right to request a supervisor if you're being arrested or anything like that. And they have to call that supervisor and get them to the scene. Now, if it's just some crazy situation, which shouldn't be popping up where they can't get there, they have to get in touch with you as soon as they get to the jail and all this woo-woo stuff. In this situation, there was nothing crazy to keep that supervisor from speaking to him on site because we all saw him at the gas station. He was right there. Nothing stopped him from talking to Warren Sapp then. But now he's at the jail. So that was another one. Look, it's another violation that he's going to be able to hit him with because that's against the law. This shit has been written into. Let's see, CJ said, screaming for backup, laughing my fucking ass off. Yeah, she wasn't, we all saw that. She wasn't screaming for no fucking backup, man. That's crazy. She was screaming, all your people around. It wasn't even that many people around when you initially stopped the dude. They slowly gathered. But
Right.
anyway,
It didn't sound like, if I'm not mistaken, that once they got the guy down there to the, to book him in, that when they ran, who he was, sound like he's previously sued them before or filed some complaints against them before.
Where you hear that at? What happened?
When he first went down in the booking, and there was an officer in the background, saying who he was and violated his rights.
Well, she said his name Warren Sapp or something like that because the other officer on scene realized who the hell they had arrested, and I don't think he's had an issue or nothing with them in that city or nothing like that. Like they haven't even ran his ID or none of that shit right now. That's why she was still trying to ask him for his name, and when he said I ain't gonna give it, he was like, okay, but if he don't give his name, put him in the cell till he give his name, or we can fingerprint him. That's why I was like, that's unconstitutional. You can't just put me in a cell and hold me there indefinitely because I won't give you my name. So she already know. The other officers know who the fuck this dude is now.
Yeah, no, they got various ways that they can identify you. You ain't got to get your name.
Yeah, they can get your fingerprints and all that stuff, but that's a violation too if it's an illegal arrest, and he can just add that on. But they haven't done any of that. They just know off his face.
Right. And he was pulled over in a traffic stop. So, giving over his identity.
He wasn't pulled over in a traffic stop.
Okay. So I missed the very beginning. I kind of jumped in on the
in the very beginning, y'all. Just speed everybody up real quick. Like, this is a charity event. Warren Sapp was a part of the charity event, and somebody in the charity event got pulled over. So everybody in the charity event pulled into the gas station where that got pulled into. So after the cop got done writing this man his ticket and everything, handed it over to him, Warren Sapp was still there because all the rest of them were still there, and he was asking questions. He was not the one pulled over. He wasn't driving. He's not involved in the traffic stop at all. But yeah, if you're driving, you automatically got to give your ID up. You sacrifice that right every time you get behind the wheel of a vehicle. But he was not in that situation. He was just a bystander asking questions. That's pretty much his situation right now.
Oh, okay. And then they just took it out on him.
Yeah. It's like who this? I'm saying in layman's terms because this is America, right? Who this nigga asking us questions? Who this nigga questioning us? And the male cop felt some type of way. But well, let's keep going. Because this conversation with the police chief or the supervisor, he already came in lying twice. But check his position, how he's going to conduct this situation. Because he's already lying. So you already think he's on the side of the cops. Watch him double and triple down. Like when you get done with this conversation, you will know he with the bullshit too. And that's probably where they learned it from.
So now, with my situation,
you have to speak to the supervisor. So I'm here. What would you like to know?
What was I? What am I here for?
You're being arrested for obstruction.
That's a physical act, right?
No, it's an impeding investigation. It could be physical. It could be refusing to leave. It could be continue to interject yourself into an investigation that's being done on a separate situation.
It wasn't an investigation. It was a ticket being written, right?
It was a traffic investigation.
So after you hand the person the ticket, the traffic stop is effectively over?
Well, the deputy was still talking.
No, I was asking, after you hand the ticket to the man, the fact is effectively over? The stop is over?
It depends.
I'm asking.
If the ticket is being explained to the individual who has the physical ticket in his hands, then no, it's not going to.
So the explaining would be coming over the top of the hill at 45 and across for 35, whatever else. Ticket's in his hand, he's folding it up, the stop isn't over?
Whatever the explanation is.
No, I'm just asking. Why he's folding it up?
I'm not going to argue with you.
Oh, no, definitely not going to argue with you.
You have your day in court. I understand that. So.
Oh, no, because I just had my rights violated. Your officer said to me, do you want to go to jail? First thing he said, I was not for me. I said, excuse me? What's your name? So I laughed. Because I do have a right to remain silent, right? I have the right, Fourth and Fifth Amendment, right?
Yes, you absolutely have the right to remain silent. But you don't have the right to interject yourself into an investigation.
Interject myself?
Yeah, were you in the vehicle that had been stopped?
No, sir.
No. Okay. So what purpose were you in that traffic stop?
I wasn't in the traffic stop. The traffic stop was over.
traffic stop was still being conducted. The
Traffic
deputy
stop was over. She hadn't handed him the ticket. The lady that was doing the stop was here. Eagle Man was here. There was another officer here. I was here. I said to the other officer that didn't arrest me, I said, how fast was he going? He said, I don't know. It's not my stop. I said, you know what? It's right. So I walked over and looked at the ticket because the lady said that he was going double the speed limit. I was like, that's pretty fast. I don't think he was going that fast just then. And he wasn't going double. So I just asked, I was like, we just want you to be factual, man. We have the speed right there. There's no reason to say the man was going double when he wasn't. And that's when I got his, you shut up. I don't have my First Amendment right is free speech and doesn't work in Okeechobee.
Yes, you have the right for freedom of speech. Once the ticket was explained to them.
No, I understand, man. Look, your rights are not valid in Okeechobee, Dothan, Pensacola, New York City, Los Angeles, San Antonio, fucking, I don't know no place in Alaska. I'm trying to think of a place name in Alaska. What's a city name in Alaska?
Alaska, I couldn't tell you.
I can't think of a name in Alaska. Honolulu, Hawaii. Your rights, no. You can't open your motherfucking mouth and say shit. Your constitutional rights are not valid when it comes to cops like this. They're not.
Right. And what I'm noticing is he's not answering the man's question. Warren, I guess is his name. He's not answering his questions at all. He's not getting straight direct to the point of what crime you committed, you know, and why you're being charged. Is this basically, I'm not going to argue with you, you know, going round and round in circles, not answering his questions or anything of that nature. And then Warren stressed out to the point, you know, hey, I was not involved in a traffic stop. How did we get here? Why are we at this point? And the officer's still not giving an answer.
That's why, look, man, I told you from the get-go, and appreciate that, CJ. He said Anchorage. This ain't Anchorage. Your rights, your constitutional rights ain't valid in Anchorage either. Yeah, you're 100% correct. And that's why I said, I want everybody to pay attention. Is this officer coming in on the side of his officers? Is he coming in on the side of the law? Or is he coming in on the side of Warren Sapp? And I think we can see which side he's on right now. Because he's coming in with all this other shit. And I'm like, dude, the dude's not trying to argue with you, trying to get some understanding. The traffic stop was over. Man, look, I don't care. I guess we need to have, this will be one of them if they try to fight it. We will get it established at the Supreme Court. A traffic stop is over once the person receiving the ticket signs it and the officer hands it over. It's over with. And I think they actually already had some Supreme Court doctrine on this already. But that traffic stop was fucking over. The dude had already unfolded that thing 3 different ways, and he was put it in his pocket when Warren Sapp came up and asked the question. And that's what he keeps reiterating to this cop. The traffic stop was over. So how did I interfere with something that was already over? And guess what? They're going to argue in court. But either way, though, let's keep going.
And he leaves. That's when the traffic stop's over.
Oh, when the officer leaves. Okay, we heard it, y'all. When the officer leaves.
No, the officer with me.
He was back up to the officer that was there conducting the traffic stop.
The traffic stop was over.
Okay. I'm not going to argue semantics.
No, there ain't no semantics. I mean, his body cam was on and everything, right? That's all I need. All the officers that was there, body cam and all that good stuff. And
yeah, it'll all be in there. And,
the 1983 deprivation of rights, my first, my fourth, and my fifth.
Yes, sir. And you're more than willing.
And I really don't know how, man, you couldn't have had this conversation with all those officers you had to SWAT sergeant up there.
The SWAT sergeant?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yes, that's what patted me down. Yeah, SWAT. 3 bags on his arm. 3 straps on his arm. Sergeant, he said, you have to.
Now, a lot of people won't figure out, like, what is he talking about? What is he talking about? What is Warren Sapp talking about? SWAT. This guy saying, ain't no SWAT guy there. Wasn't no SWAT guy there. Watch this.
He asked me to send the cross on myself. Hi, brother. I asked him, why am I doing this? I don't really give me his name.
Yeah, I probably couldn't catch it. Hold on, let me go back. On the front of his shit.
He asked me to send the cross on myself. Hi, brother. I asked him, why am
I don't think y'all gonna be able to see it. On the front of his shit.
No, I called it. And get what? I guess they're going to say that's their sergeant. They're sergeant or lieutenant.
Yeah. Like Warren's referring to this guy right here. This guy is part of SWAT. But yeah, whatever the fuck. You're gonna hear how the police chief explains this shit. But I don't know.
Just lies after lies, man.
I'm just saying whatever the fuck. But let's see. CJ say I'm lost because in Wisconsin, they don't pull off till you pull off. They ain't gotta. It doesn't matter about pulling off, like leaving the traffic, like leaving the stop. Like, yeah, I wrote you the ticket. Let's say you never get out the vehicle. You never get out the vehicle. So they give you the ticket or whatever the hell. They can sit there if they want to, and you can sit there if you want to too, depending on where you're sitting. But most of the time, that's usually how it works. But the traffic stop is over with once the ticket is handed over. Once you sign it and they hand it over, because most of the time, and it's the funny thing, because I don't know if anybody, like for all the people that have gotten tickets, I know it varies from time to time, but I know every time I've gotten one, before they even hand this bitch to me to sign it, they tell me what they wrote me a ticket for, and you have this ways to pay your fine. Not saying that you're guilty, but just signing shows that you're going to show up to court or pay the ticket, and then they hand it to you. Then you sign it. After I sign it, this bitch is over with. It's over with. And she had already handed the bitch over, but I guess she wanted to explain afterwards. But the traffic stop was, in my opinion, and I'm usually going to take the side of the citizen anyway, so you can say I'm a little biased on that. The traffic stop was over, but it doesn't matter about that. I think matter of fact, we just need to see. We'll find out from this case, and that'll be a good thing. But I can look it up actually to find out when a traffic stop is actually over with. But I'll look that up. But I think it should be over if it ain't already been proven to be over once the ticket is handed over to the person you're writing the ticket to. Like, what else you got to talk to me about? You pulled me over for this, wrote me a ticket, I signed that bitch, you handed it to me. It's over with, right? Or you just gonna still stay there and keep fucking with me? I'm gonna look it up. But Miss Jackson, do you have anything before I keep going?
That's pretty much the process, and then you have a right not to sign it. So once you receive your copy, whether you sign it or not, yeah, that the stop is over.
Right here, here. In certain states, you don't have to sign it.
Right. You have different state laws, correct?
Yeah, I just want to throw that out there because in certain states, in majority of states, they can take your ass to jail if you don't sign that ticket.
But you have some states where you do not have to sign it.
Yeah. There's some states. You need to look it up, y'all. I don't know which states those are. Look them up to see if you in that type of state where you don't have to sign the ticket.
The majority of them will be in the South. Majority of the states where it's not required by law to sign, but you will get a copy. It's procedure for them to give you a copy. So you'll have your court date and all the information, the fine or the fee or whatever that you may need, and who to reach out to. But whether you sign it or not, once they give you your copies for whatever the charge may be or the traffic violation, the stop is over.
All right, now. Yeah, I heard it. Now, look, make sure y'all look up y'all state law. Make sure y'all look y'all state law because I know a lot of us sign our rights away when we get a driver license where we have to sign that shit. Just like I would tell you, in most situations, sign a motherfucking ticket, they already wrote it. But make sure you look your law up because you might be in a state where you don't have to sign it, but you still got to show up to court. The signature is just to say that they kind of got you on the contract. Like, yeah, I promise. I promise I'm going to show up.
Well, when I think about it, as a matter of fact, I did that in Birmingham. One time I pulled over and, you know what I'm saying, he was giving me a bogus ticket or whatever. And I threw it out the window in his face. I ain't signed jack and pulled off. He got in his car and I pulled off. So, I mean, I'm just saying, when I think about it, back in the day, I did that a few times myself. So, yeah.
And it can always come down to a cop not processing a ticket. A lot of cops write tickets and they know they bullshit. They might later think about it like, nah, that's a bullshit ass ticket. I'm not finna put that shit in. And I uncovered videos many a times where cops done gave somebody a ticket for some bullshit. And it was like back and forth. I'm not giving my ID and all this voodoo shit. Finally write the ticket or whatever the fuck. And then the people be like, okay, this is my court date. They show up to court. It's like, yeah, your name's not on the docket. And it's like, nah, but I got a ticket for this. It's like, yo, I guess the officer didn't turn it in.
Yeah.
So you might have that situation too, man. Look, I'll just tell y'all, pray on the side of not dealing with some bullshit, not going to jail that day. If you're getting a ticket, just sign that motherfucker. But look up your state law if you want to challenge it. Check it out. I don't know that one for sure for all of them. I know majority of them are, but I don't know for this. Yeah, whatever, fuck. Warren Sapp, here we go.
My first, my full family, my favorite.
Yes, sir. And you're more than willing.
And I really don't know how, man, you couldn't have had this conversation with all those officers that SWAT sergeant up there.
The SWAT sergeant? No.
Yes, that's what patted me down.
See, you don't remember that guy.
Yeah, SWAT. 3 badges on his arm. 3 stripes on his arm. Sergeant, he said, you have to speak to one of theirs because I'm not. I said,
oh, that was a city sergeant. No,
that's what I said. It's another SWAT.
That wasn't SWAT.
Yeah, SWAT on the here. SWAT on the
He might have been a member of a SWAT team, I don't know. But he wasn't the Chip County Sheriff.
So you are backing up what your officer did today?
I have yet to view the video of it.
I just told you what happened.
Okay. There's 2 sides to every story. So.
No, in the camera. In the camera.
And there was a bunch of cameras out there.
Because when I got ready to start recording with my body cam, they snatched that. That'd be a bang violation in there. Prior power restraint, stop me from recording. There was no reason to put me in handcuffs. I hadn't done anything.
Well, I wasn't there at that time, so I don't know how you.
No, I'm just standing there.
All I know is
I watched the other 2 officers in there.
You weren't there at that time. And you don't know what happened. And why the hell did you come in here automatically defending your officers?
And plus, you saw the camera. You said it was various body cams, so then go watch the camera. Do your job, watch the video, look at the receipts and the evidence and what the officer report is, and then you can make your decision as the superior.
Yeah, you shouldn't come in without having any information besides what your officer told you, and you're just going off of that like it's the gospel. You haven't looked at anything. But picture his demeanor, y'all. That's why I asked in the beginning, which side you think you're gonna be on? Warren's side, the cop side, or the goddamn the actual Constitution side?
Well, you should be on the law side. You make a duty and you support the law.
Yeah, Warren and the Constitution are right over here. And he ain't nowhere near neither one of those. He all the way over here with his officers right now. He took his officer side and he ain't looked at no information. He's just going off of what they told him. Well, your officers been lying from the get-go.
Exactly. So why even mention a video or a body cam and you hadn't even done your homework?
Because we're just pointing out. We're just pointing out the bullshit that's going on. Because a lot of people don't, they swear up and down these cops are just straight and narrow, the best of our society. They got a hard job. They do it because a lot of people don't. They just have this, they glorify them. This is to show motherfuckers what it really is like. If all those people that sit around here and say that, well, you're black, you're rich, and all this stuff, you need to stop talking about all that. They sprayed nigga on the front of LeBron James' house. They just hemmed up Warren Sapp for talking. It don't matter how much money some black person got in this country. It don't.
And this is up north, right? This is in Colorado?
I think this is in Colorado, but it could have been in Miami, to be honest with you, because their season was just over with. He could be he could have been in like Florida. I'm wondering if he was in Florida. Okeechobee. Somebody look up Okeechobee. Okeechobee in the United States. I was wondering what that name was. But yeah, somebody look up the city of Okeechobee. It might be more than one. I don't know. I hope it's not. But I'll find out. I'll find out where it is. But I just want people to understand. It don't matter how much money you got as a black man. It don't matter how much money you got as a black woman. At the end of the day, you're still a nigga. In a lot of people's eyes. That's why that one cop came over. It's like, you know who that is, right? He was trying to kind of, y'all know who y'all arrested? This ain't no regular ass nigga, man. That's Warren Sapp. And they say he won him a Super Bowl, so I'm thinking it's in Florida. I think this is in Tampa Bay. But
see, he was trying to hip him. He was trying to hip him and let him know, man, y'all gonna pay for this. He gonna come back and give you the business.
Let's see, we got Kenny said Okeechobee is Florida. Okay, and CJ said Florida. Okay, think about this.
All right.
In Florida, Okeechobee. But it's bullshit though. I'm like, it don't matter what your skin tone is, no matter how, like, look, if you ain't, it don't matter. Look, we gonna keep playing because they ain't done. Because the cops, the police sergeant, superintendent, I don't know if he said superintendent, that kind of threw me off. But the supervisor, this guy, this shit right here, he ain't done. He ain't done, y'all. Check it out.
That's a piece of honestly, really. You just don't allow this to happen. I haven't done anything. You asked me my name, and I don't want to tell you my name.
If you feel like your rights have been violated.
Oh, no, it's going to happen. Don't worry about it. I heard you. You didn't want to speak to me at the scene. Let him drive off without.
You can fill out a citizen complaint on the deputy if you choose to. And there'll be an internal investigation done on it.
So if you want to investigate yourself and find that wrong, just like you're doing right here in front of me now, it's fine. That's cool. So we don't see what the federal court says about it.
You have that right.
Oh, absolutely, I do. Absolutely.
Any other questions I can ask or answer for?
I'm glad you finally got around to having a conversation with somebody that was just unlawfully arrested. And the cop got back out and started yelling at you to come back, and you still didn't come.
What? I can say that again.
The lady officer got back out and started yelling, Alice.
Lady officer.
Yeah, the one that drove me here. That's who wrote the ticket. It's the lady officer. You don't know that?
Yeah, I know who wrote you the ticket, but I didn't hear anything.
Right, the ticket? I didn't get
I'm sorry.
the ticket.
I know the
I
person.
wasn't riding in the car.
I know
I identified the passenger.
I know the person who wrote the ticket, but I don't know who was hollering for me to come and talk to them.
The person that drove me here.
Yeah,
He didn't even look at it.
I didn't hear it.
He didn't even look at it.
There were so many people out there
He didn't
going
even
on.
look at it.
There were so many people going on.
You didn't even look at it.
No, I didn't. Anything else you need to know?
Oh, no, I'm good. You got your business card?
Sure.
This thing and that, like he feels like the cop is coming off as if he's annoyed doing his job. Y'all keep that in mind. He's annoyed doing his job. When your officers did some fucked up shit and you just came in and tried to cover for him, you're annoyed.
It shouldn't be much.
Makes you think that if he was the one on scene, he would have took him to jail too. He would have took him to jail too. Question me.
By the way.
She needs religion for this split. I see Uncle Joey needs a refresher course in the Constitution. I'll bring it to you. I promise you.
All right. You can put him back. What's that? My supervisor? Yeah, Lieutenant Lowe.
Is he around?
Yeah, he's working.
Could you give him a call? Give him a call for me, please?
Would you like to speak to him?
Yes, I would.
Okay. I'll let him know.
In his arrest affidavit, Deputy Stelante states, as the unidentified black male continued to verbally argue with Deputy Sheriff Skinerick, this caused Deputy Sheriff Skinerick to turn her attention away from the driver and the traffic stop. I interjected and ordered the unidentified black male to stop. I informed him how what he was doing was obstructing Skinerick's traffic stop, to which he stated obstruction is a physical thing, and he believed he was not obstructing anything. I asked the unidentified black male if he would like to go to jail for obstruction, to which he continued to try and explain to me how obstruction is a physical thing and a physical action. The unidentified black male stated he did not need to stop and that it was freedom of speech. I then turned my attention fully towards the unidentified black male, who at this time was becoming verbally aggressive, asking me for my name and badge number, to which I provided him with that information. I explained to him several times how his actions were an act of obstruction. I asked the unidentified black male for his name, and he turned to me and responded with, "He does not answer questions," and he refused to tell me who he was. At this time, I informed the unidentified black male to place his hands behind his back, and as I placed wrist restraints on him, I explained to him several times how he was being detained and the reason for the detainment. It should be noted, as this incident was taking place, we were surrounded by approximately 50 to 100 people, with some holding up cameras and cell phones, recording the events that took place. A decision was made to put the unidentified black male in the back of a patrol vehicle due to the large crowd getting agitated at the site of the arrest. Warren Carlos Sapp was placed under arrest for the following criminal charge: obstruction without violence. Bond is set at $750. There is no further information at this time. End of report. I first covered this story almost 6 months ago, posting Warren Sapp's personal cell phone footage after he reached out to me. I spent hours talking to Mr. Sapp, learning the ins and outs of his life and this story in particular. And once I released it, it went viral, and everyone started to take notice. From small YouTube channels to major news outlets. Everyone started taking notice, and people had more and more questions, like radio, podcast host, and TV personality Andy Slater. He writes, "Good afternoon, Mr. Nash. I reviewed a video of your deputies arresting Warren Sapp on Saturday afternoon. From my viewing of the video, it appears that one of the deputies had already handed the person in the traffic stop the citation. And then moments after that, Sapp is being told he's obstructing an investigation and is then arrested. Does the department have any comment on this arrest and how it may have happened after the traffic stop/investigation was already concluded? Any comments would help to include in my reporting. Thank you, Andy Slater." And the Okeechobee County Sheriff's Department being viral for the violation of Mr. Sapp's rights wasn't the end of this issue. In fact, it was only the beginning, as Mr. Sapp has sued the Okeechobee County Sheriff's Department for a whopping $20 million, $5.75 million for estimated future medical expenses, $5 million for loss of wages, and $9 million for aggregate damages. From playing at the highest level of collegiate football to breaking records and reframing history in the National Football League, Warren Sapp has lived a life dedicated to the service of his friends, his family, his community, and in this video's instance, charitable organizations. He's dedicated his life to the enrichment of others. In fact, right now, he's a coach for Colorado's University Boulder, where he coaches alongside Deion Sanders, and he continues to impart his wisdom of football, racial equity, and the inalienable rights of Americans, to the youth that he both coaches and mentors. For all intents and purposes, he has been a pillar of our community. And at a charity rally, raising money for people that need it most, he was profiled for the color of his skin. His First, Fourth, Fifth, and 14th Amendment rights were violated, as police officers, deputies, and supervisors colluded to cover up their crimes. It should be noted that after Mr. Sapp left the Okeechobee County Detention Facility, all charges were dropped. More on this story to come. And we thank Mr. Sapp and folks like him that are willing to use their resources and their social standing and position to fight injustice wherever they may see it. But that begs the question, if this could happen to a first-round draft pick, Lombardi winner, All-Pro, and Super Bowl champion with the financial resources to fight it, imagine what could happen to a Joe Schmo like me, or like you, or for someone whose skin color might be different than mine. Those people's story we might not be watching, because we may not have even known it had ever happened. And for those of you out there that I'm talking about right now, Mr. Sapp has dedicated his time and his resources, as have I, to finding every victim and to exposing the Okeechobee County Sheriff's Department in Florida for the crimes they've committed against the community they've swore to protect. And in the...
Now, I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to stop right there because I know that might piss some folks off right now because, it's Trump's America now, boy. All that woo-woo stuff. They don't want to hear that somebody that look like them might have did some fucked up shit. It just burns their soul. But we'll sit on TV all goddamn day and talk about black on black crime. What was done to that man was wrong down there. And the biggest teller is that you dropped all charges. Think about that. You went through this whole process, arrested this man for opening his mouth, doubled down on it, had the police chief or whoever the hell come in there and double down on it. And then after you let him out, after he bonded out, you dropped all charges. Why even waste our taxpayer resources that way? Somebody hit me with it. Ms. Jackson, look, give me your thoughts on it.
I said he was gonna get him the business, and man, he definitely not just talk the talk, but walk the walk. $20 million lawsuit that's gonna cost that city and the department over a total nonsense that had no rational reason or logical explanation to why they make that decision, why they make that action, nor did they even really identify or explain what the charge of obstruction is that they are accusing him of. They're in their state, Florida. So I just say, man, it's a high price they had to pay. That cost them big time, and they had to find out the hard way. Their partner tried to forewarn them, give them heads up about who this guy was, and he was an educated man and very familiar with the law and his rights. And I guess when the police first got involved on the initial or the original traffic stop, he was just concerned and asking questions and, speaking to them, just talking, trying to figure out to find out what was going on or what, was being done, because I seen it was pretty crowded. It was an event going on and people was there and it was a big crowd. And so, he probably just wanted to make sure that everybody, wasn't doing anything out the way to draw no heat or no negative energy or anything like that to cause the police to feel the need to get involved. So he just having a conversation and they turn around and flip the script on him, and treat him like a criminal or like he violated some type of law and just bogusly arrested him. So in the end, it cost them big time.
And look, the sad part, look, the lawsuit has not gone through yet, but the lawsuit is going. It's going. But it's just crazy. I want people to truly understand, like, it doesn't matter. Like, for all those people that might sit around on, like, Fox News or News One, Newsmax, whatever the fuck them shit people be watching nowadays, they try to tell you just because somebody achieved the highest office as the president that some of the past evils in this country are not done, they're over with or some shit like that. Y'all losing y'all mind. Like, I hear it all the time. Well, we elected a black president. We don't have any racial issues. Bullshit. This country will always have that. No matter, like, that's like somebody saying they got a black friend. That don't mean you don't dislike other black people. Slave masters used to lay up with the women all the time. The slave master wife used to lay up with the men all the time. Let's just keep it real. That don't mean you don't have some type of stereotype of hatred towards a group of people just because somebody achieved a certain position. And it don't matter in this country, y'all. I want people to understand that. And don't let nobody ever say that shit in your face. I don't care what color you is. If you having a conversation, somebody say, well, that motherfucker rich and all this shit. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean a goddamn thing. Because at the end of the day, you look a certain type of way. And that's how this country works. And a lot of places in the world operate that same way too. But I hope Warren Sapp gets every damn dollar out of that municipality. Every dollar he asks for. And I don't care about all the people that sit around talking about, well, he doesn't really need 20 minutes. I don't give a fuck. I would rather them motherfuckers go out of goddamn business. And y'all get the federal government to come in and y'all get a new one. Or y'all get the city payers to come in and get a whole new police department. Everybody got to go. Because if that shit's coming from the top and the leadership feels that type of way about the situation, then what do you think the people beneath that motherfucker feel like? Like, if my boss don't care about coming to work on time and just shooting the shit, what you think I'm do? I'm going to think it's okay too, right? Oh, we just come in here whenever the hell we want, right? Because he come in here whenever the hell he want. No, your leadership's supposed to set the example. And if the example is that we don't care about people's rights, then that whole department's fucked up. And you've seen how many officers went along with the bullshit. So, yeah, once again, get everything you can get, Warren. Get everything you can get. Uncanny said, you're my friend. You're my black friend, Jay. No, I'm not. That's terrible. But look, y'all, we went from somebody that's a millionaire, a college legend, an NFL legend, Super Bowl winning legend. Let's see what they do when it comes to just an average guy. Average guy, y'all. I wanted to show y'all one. Here, I'm gonna let Miss Jackson pick. You want to see what they do to an average guy? Or you want to see them break a lady's arm?
Man, just pick a video, man.
I got it. I just want to pick. Just toss it up. Them violate another black man, or them break a woman's arm?
I mean, it really don't matter. Just pick hey, it's your show. Pick a video. Hey, just give me the topic that I could, stress on. That's good.
Y'all, we about to get an arm breaking. We about to get an arm breaking, y'all. And shout out. Hey, look, that's the levels that we have around here right now. CJ, that's the levels that we got. He said, man, the options is wild as fuck. Hey, look, Uncanny said he wanted to break an arm, so we getting to break an arm, y'all. All right. I just want to know so I can give y'all a quick little breakdown. This is a mentally ill person, y'all, that is trying to get help. And the cops respond. I'm just leaving it at that. And shout out to my Hispanic brothers and sisters that ain't jumped to the dark side and over there with that other guy. But either way, though, CJ said y'all chose violence tonight. Hey, look, everybody wants to see that violence, man. They want to see it get gruesome. So either way, though, y'all, we about to get it. And y'all hear Miss Jackson? We about to get it.
Go ahead. I didn't make a choice.
All right, here we go, y'all. Arm getting broke.
But please, if you can help me without hurting her. She's schizophrenic bipolar.
Oh, and real quick, shout out once again to the civil rights lawyer, civil rights attorney. This is his video this time. Yeah.
This woman's family brought her to the hospital because she was schizophrenic and bipolar and was having a complete psychotic breakdown. These police officers offered to help. This is Deputy Murillo with the Broward County Sheriff's Office.
She has bipolar.
He kindly yanked her out of the truck, got her on the ground, and then when he went to handcuff her, instead of bringing her arm this way, palms out, he brought her arm the other way and broke her arm. You can hear it snap. Then he handcuffed her. He wrote in his police report, after a brief struggle, I was able to get control of her left arm and place it behind her back, which allowed me to properly and safely detain her. I heard a popping sound, but was unaware of what it was.
I'm gonna lie to y'all, man. This is gonna be a hard one for me to watch. I do not like people getting their bones broke.
Welcome back to the channel. This footage is absolutely brutal.
Go ahead, Ms. Jackson. Say what you got to say so I can get myself right.
But damn, I'm trying to figure out what the hell they run up in the truck for. Somebody, I guess if somebody called them or what, if they admitted her to the mental institution. Like,
You about to find out. You
okay.
about to find out. And then CJ said, Candy, you my Hispanic friend. It's terrible.
It was submitted by Jennifer Ford, the lawyer from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, who represents this woman. Obviously, I can't show this uncensored, but I will link the raw footage. I'll also link the full
I see
police
it every
report,
time.
as well as the lawsuit that she has filed. This involves Nathalia Granada. She's from Colombia. On October 30th of 2023, she was driven to this hospital by her cousin and her sponsor for immigration purposes, Alex Granada. He was trying to get her help for her severe mental issues. So around 10 a.m. that morning, October 30th, they arrive at this hospital. Due to her mental state, she thought that she would be harmed if she exited the vehicle. Her cousin Alex walks inside the hospital. He asks the paramedic in triage for help in getting her inside the hospital for treatment. The paramedic declined to help her. Instead, he called 911. The 911 call begins with the paramedic stating, "She's crazy, won't get out of the car." The paramedic told the 911 operator that she was, quote, out of control, but he didn't actually examine her himself. A few minutes later, the first police officer arrives, Deputy Redfein. Alex asked,
Hey, look, we got to talk about that right now. So the guy tried to go in there and was like, hey, man, can y'all help me get her out the car? He says he ain't going to do it, but then he calls the cops. It's always a Karen and a Darren somewhere calling in people with guns and badges when they're not needed. You got the bitch to the hospital, and you go in there to get some help from them, and they help you the right way. Yeah, they call the police on your ass. That's what's happening right now. Instead of going out there and doing his damn job, he called the cops.
Exactly, because that's like you said, that's their job. She's at the hospital. She just basically, had to be carried in there. It sounded like some physical force to get her in there so they could admit her and get her help or treated. And so the brother or the family member went to the correct people, to the paramedics or to the staff there at the hospital or whatnot, and addressed the correct people, and they called the police. So it just that was taken way out of hand.
Tell people, do not pick up the phone and call 911 unless it's something serious that you need to call for. But we got the C Money CJ up in the building. What it do, sir?
Yeah, what's happening with it, dog? How you doing, Miss Jackson?
Hey, what's good?
I'm gonna have to get that. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. I'm gonna have to get that real quick, like from Outkast. But here you go, man. Give me your thoughts so far. If you want to give me your thoughts on the last one, that'd be great. Give me your thoughts on this so far right now.
My thoughts on the last one is pretty much in the comment section, but I pretty much agree with everything y'all said. That was some bullshit with Warren Sapp, and I hope he get his fucking money out of that shit. But as far as this one, I ain't gonna lie, this one pisses me off rip, because I do have some family members that are like mentally disabled, and I do know how it is taking them to the fucking hospital to where you do need help from other medical assistants besides just family helping them, walk, talk, and actually articulate what the fuck is wrong with them. So for this person to sit up here and call 911 and say it's an emergency, bitch ass nigga, do your fucking job, dog. If you can't handle people that's in that state, don't fucking take the job, dog, or go ask somebody else for help. What the fuck is you doing calling the police for?
I think, and I'm actually trying to answer that as best I can from what my observation on this earth been. A lot of folks and I'm guessing, and somebody can get mad at me for guessing the race of this person, but I'm guessing it was somebody that don't think when they call the cops something bad gonna happen. And that's me trying to give them something. Because they said it was a gentleman. That's me trying to give them something.
It sounds like he was sorry and didn't want to do his job. He's trying to pass the torch over to the next man.
And again, that's what I'm saying. If you don't know how to do your job, go ask somebody that can help you, but don't automatically assume the fucking worst.
That shit get people killed. And
in this situation, the motherfucker was already at the hospital to get help. You just made shit worse, my nigga.
Yep. Guess what? It's gonna look. Our feelings about this is gonna get worse when we actually see the play out of it. So we're gonna jump back into this shit. But for all y'all that don't like hearing sounds, I'm just telling y'all, just brace yourself. Brace yourself.
Asked Deputy Redfein if he had anyone who speaks Spanish, and he was asking for help.
Hi, how you doing, sir? Hey, how you doing? Do you have somebody speak Spanish? Yeah, I do.
listen, I'm going through a very tough situation. If you can help me.
Okay, yeah.
Please.
Is this your wife?
She's my cousin. My blood cousin. She just came from Colombia. From I'm just supporting so her mom knows.
Hey, amiga. Can you get her to come out here for me?
Mami, dice que vengas un momentico aquí. Dice que ya
Mami, aquí.
Aquí. Que salga un momentito, por favor.
Deputy Murillo arrived at the scene, and he was aggressive and hostile right from the very beginning. Alex attempted to explain to him that Nathalia was having a breakdown and tried to inform him about her mental illnesses. He didn't want to hear about her mental health, and instead instructed Alex several times to just step away from the vehicle, which he did.
She has a breakdown. She has
You back up and let me talk. Okay, back up. You back up. Yep, back up. Back up. Sir, go that way. See where that visitor sign is? Please go over there. Please stand over there. If you want our help, that's fine. Over there. That's simple. I speak Spanish. That means you translate.
Again, she's very obviously in a psychotic state. She's not demonstrating that she's a threat to herself or anyone else. Her lawyer describes her behavior as whimsical and childlike and not the least bit aggressive or threatening.
¿Cuál es su nombre, señora? ¿Cuál es su nombre? ¿Cuál es su nombre? La hora son las 10 de la mañana. ¿Cuál es su nombre? ¿Pero qué le está pasando hoy? If you speak English,
The other deputy then went and got more information from her cousin Alex, who
So, quick question: does this lady seem like a threat, or does she just seem like she crazy in the head?
Right, having a mental breakdown.
I ain't even gonna lie. I'm with the mental breakdown part, and because I can't speak Spanish, all I can say is Shorty sounds scared more than anything.
You weren't reading the subtitles?
I mean, I was, but them bitches was going by kind of fast on my side. My internet kind of, you know what I'm saying, bullshit.
I feel you. And look, when I'm saying crazy in the head, I'm just encompassing all mental illness because I can't directly diagnose what she has. I don't know if she has schizophrenia. Is she bipolar? Does she have any? I can't diagnose it, so I'm just calling crazy in the head. It's called crazy in the head. That's a nigga term for you. Nigga term. Crazy in the head. But we all can see that she has some mental issue going on right now. We all can see that. And she does not seem like a threat. So
She definitely isn't committing no crime. She's definitely not committing no crime. That's pretty clear.
So with that being said, let's see how this plays out, man.
told her that she was diagnosed bipolar and schizophrenia and stated that he had all of her paperwork. Alex pleaded with Deputy Redfeam to help Nathalia without hurting her.
I'm her sponsor.
So what? Okay, talk to me real quick.
Okay.
So what's your name? Who are you?
My name is Alexander Granada.
Okay.
I'm her sponsor and my mother. My mother is her godmother, and
Okay, hang on. Let me get your phone.
she please, if you can help me.
Hey, we're gonna help you, but
she has. I have all her paperwork.
Okay.
She has bipolar syndrome with
she's
schizophrenia.
diagnosed.
Yes, she's diagnosed. So she just came.
Self-diagnosed or
No. She's been diagnosed for years. She doesn't have.
Damn, I'm cold, man. I got both of them.
Her medication for already a few months. She came into the country.
Miss Jackson, I got some practice at this.
So I know you know very well. You know very well. Yeah.
On March, but she was held in ICE for almost 3 months. So this affected a lot her condition. And then she, came out and she's been good all these 6 months. She's been all right. This is the first time I see her like this.
What's your date of birth?
But please, I know she's like a little bit, distressed. But please, if you can help me without hurting her or anything like that.
What we're doing is just trying to get information.
I've been trying to bring her to the hospital since last night.
You drove her here?
I came over here because my mom.
Did you drive her or did she drive?
No. I brought her here. Yeah. But all I know, she needs the medication. But I have all her paperwork.
Okay.
She has, bipolar syndrome with the schizophrenia, this and that, whatever. And she's been
Take medication.
Deputy Murillo then asked Redfeam if this was going to be a Baker Act, which means an involuntary commitment under Florida law, to which Redfeam responded, yeah, she's schizophrenic bipolar. Murillo then instructed Deputy Redfeam to stay on the driver's side of the vehicle, and he was going to the passenger side of the vehicle. And Deputy Redfeam attempted to inform Murillo that he had learned about Nathalia's mental health from Alex, stating she's schizophrenic and bipolar and not taking her medications.
She take medication in Colombia regularly.
Yeah, she's schizophrenic bipolar.
Stay here, I'm on the other side.
Yeah.
But Deputy
Now I want y'all to understand something. I want to, matter of fact, not even understand. I want to ask both of y'all a question. What's the point of writing her name down and writing his name down when no crime has been committed?
Well, it's supposed to the information that he can place on file to give over to the hospital. That's the correct or the proper procedure.
They already remember. You heard that the brother, cousin, or whatever, blood cousin, already has all their paperwork.
Right. So just showing his interaction of why he was called and what his actions is, or taking precautions of what he does in the situation as law enforcement. It should be documented. So just doing this paperwork as well to verify a backup to give on file.
All right. Well, CJ, what you think?
I mean, I feel like Miss Jackson, right? Because I mean, the police, they there. So I mean, while they there, they still do got to do their job in some way. So I mean, you definitely still do got to take the people who you talking to name and information down. But I mean, like you said too, if they would have let bro go give the paperwork to the police could have got it off the paperwork and then communicated that with the hospital while still trying to keep Letty calm. But it's only so much you can do as a human at one time. I definitely say that. But again, you heard the part about the police saying, well, dude saying that she was in ICE for like 3 months, right?
Huh?
Okay, so that further proves the point of what I said earlier. She probably was fucking scared of the police.
Oh yeah, a lot of people are. But here, I'm gonna tell y'all why they writing their names down. They have a database that they're trying to compile. Like, you know how like you get on the internet, you sign up for a new app, you got to click that accept terms and conditions. You pretty much signing over them to have access to a lot of your information. They want to document every human being that's in the United States of America. Every person that cops come in contact with, they want to have their information so they can put them into their system. That's why sometimes, like, guess what? There are people out here that have never committed a crime. But let's say they got stopped by a cop 3 times in the last year. They get stopped the 4th time. The cop be like, yeah, I see that you've been stopped 4 times before. Well, this is your 4th time being stopped at least. They keep that shit. They want a database of your shit. Because remember, once again, what crime is being committed? He just called and asked you for help. Like, he go, what if you broke down on the side of the road? You got a flat tire, and the cop stops. Coming to help you with your flat tire. You wouldn't think it was weird if they asked you for your name? What's your name? First, last, date of birth?
Now, I will say this, though. That's actually happened to me before. My car got stopped on the freeway. I blew out a tire. The police actually did not ask me my name or nothing like that, surprisingly. Probably because I was already outside of the car working on the car and shit. But he just asked me if I needed any help or if I needed a tow. And he pulled off after that.
It's because that was a cop that actually was there to help, not to investigate something that wasn't happening.
Right. I experienced that myself. It just helped me put the spare on and went on about his business.
Remember now, the dude just unpleaded on the side of the car. Look, I just need y'all to help me get her in here. She need a medication. Why are you trying to? They're investigating him. They're investigating his ass. They're trying to find something. They're going to run his name.
Then too, I don't know, how long ago this been. Ain't paid much attention to the date. But if it was recent, with crazy in office, Trump, especially if they thinking they're immigrants or they are showing up trying to document and see they Hispanic or different, trying to check to see if they immigrants got a reason to deport them.
No, agreed. Because
this happened before him though. But yeah, keep going, CJ. My bad.
No, I was about to say I agree with her as well because again, if it was with this person in office that we have right now, him explaining that ICE already had her 3 months prior did not really help the situation either.
No. And here, the funny thing is, he's explaining it to Hispanic officers.
Exactly.
Yeah. They should understand.
So it don't matter. That's what I'm saying. It don't even matter when it comes to police officers and them doing wrong, it don't matter what color you is in the grand scheme of things. Because they're like, so it was a black officer. They don't give a fuck. It was a Hispanic officer. They don't give a fuck. It's an institution. It's like, look, they got black, white, and Mexican people that work at McDonald's. You don't think that any of them can fuck your food up? They all can fuck your food up. It don't matter who the fuck their race is. They work at McDonald's, motherfucker. You know you might get your shit fucked up. It just comes with the territory. But they're taking down the information, y'all, so they can put them in their system. That's the main reason they do this. It's not to help, because help was get her into the hospital that they're right outside of and get her medication. Right now they're investigating, but there was no crime.
Right. So they're supposed to follow proper procedures, but of course we see they doing what they want to do, and that would have been right up their alley if they were some immigrants that they could, you know what I'm saying, send off. Like I said, I don't know how soon or recent that
this was before Trump got in there, but you already know how Ron DeSantis is down there in Florida anyways. That motherfucker, he ready to get somebody up out of there. But either way, let's keep going.
Deputy Murillo, again, did not want to hear it and instead cut him off, saying, I don't need her whole life.
She's schizophrenic bipolar. She's not taking her whole life. Yeah.
Deputy Murillo then opened the passenger side door, and Nathalia turned towards him. Murillo stated the following in Spanish. Miss Nathalia, please get out of the car. Are you going to come out willingly, or will I have to pull you out with the chain? He said. And I don't want to do that. Nathalia pleaded with him no, and she refused to exit the truck. According to her lawyer, she didn't do or say anything in Spanish that could be interpreted as a threat to herself or a threat to anyone else. Nevertheless, Deputy Murillo then took hold of Nathalia's right arm, and he placed a handcuff on her right wrist, stating in Spanish, I'm not going to hurt you. Are you going to refuse to leave? Nathalia did not pull her right arm away, allowed Deputy Murillo to handcuff her. Nathalia extended her left arm out towards the driver's side door, away from Murillo and resting it over the armrest. Deputy Murillo demanded in Spanish, give me the other arm. Nathalia pleaded, ya, which likely means wait, and she refused to give him her left arm. So only 5 or 6 minutes after he had arrived on scene, and only 1 minute after being informed that Nathalia suffered from a serious mental illness, Deputy Murillo quickly and forcibly yanked her out of the vehicle by the chain as he threatened that he would do. Nathalia, who did not understand that he had planned to do this, pleaded with him. Amor, ya, still using terms of endearment when addressing Murillo. She's attempting to de-escalate the situation while Murillo is acting in a hostile and aggressive manner. The other deputy then runs around to the passenger side of the truck where Nathalia was already lying on her back on the concrete, with Deputy Murillo standing over her demanding in Spanish, give me your other arm, give me your other arm. Nathalia was scared. She didn't understand what was happening to her. Deputy Murillo managed to turn her over onto her stomach, keeping one knee on her buttocks and lower back. The two deputies then restrained her face down, and a third officer, Deputy Canino, appeared at Nathalia's head. He maneuvered her right handcuffed hand behind her back, with her palm turned out and the back of her hand resting against her lower back. Then brutally, Deputy Murillo then forced Nathalia's left arm down backwards, snapping her left humerus bone. You can actually hear the bone breaking. It's quite loud, and it's acknowledged by the deputies on the body cam.
Damn. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I don't like bones breaking.
That's who to call on.
Man, that shit brutal.
One more time. I'm
He
sorry.
gonna run it down. This nigga.
Oh, fuck.
Deputy Canino.
Right, he left her arm like that.
And then as a trained officer, you know the proper way to handcuff a person. You know the proper way to physically grab their arm or a body part or body member, especially when they're laying face down forward. And it's a proper way that you handcuff them, even if you have to do so forward. Then too, I don't understand why it took 2 officers to physically restrain her. I understand backup as a procedure, but why do we have 2 officers physically putting force on her and physically touching her and restraining her? That was way out of context and out of order.
Sometimes it takes 2 people to handle a woman. Y'all crazy strong sometimes. But
who is y'all?
I would say this. The part
women,
that I don't fuck.
you're a woman. Women are not as weak as some people try to make it seem to be.
Hey, look, boy, don't start that shit, Jordan. That ain't got shit to do with me. I'm talking about the show and what's going on. I know who I am. I'm 42 years old and I'm grown.
No, Jackson. No, that's not where I'm going. Please stop. I'm saying women in general. There are strong women out here, and it's gonna be police protocol regardless. If you got multiple officers on scene, no matter if it's a man or a woman or a child, multiple ones are gonna get in on it. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
There was no need. There was, again, I'm going to say my statement. There was no need for 2 people to use physical force. There was no violence being committed. This individual was not violent. They already had the records of her mental illness and mental issues, and there was no need for physical force from 2 officers, period.
I don't see. No, I was about to say I agree with Ms. Jackson wholeheartedly, but what I also don't understand is why, if you were quote unquote there to help, why even use quote unquote force / handcuffs anyway, bruh? You see, the second you put the handcuffs on her, she got the screaming and hollering, right? If you know you trying to help, take the fucking handcuffs off, grab her by the hands and tell her whatever you got to say in Spanish that you trying to help her. The fuck you yank her out the whip for?
Because they weren't there to help. And that's why I want a lot of people to understand. They're not there to help. That's the whole point of showing this video. They're not there to help.
That was wild.
Now, if it was a legal arrest, which they had no grounds to arrest her for anyways, still, it would have took 2. They're gonna put as many people as they can on anybody. They just do it. They just do it. I'm not saying it's right, but that's what they do. And we can argue that shit in court till the cows come home, because I'm down for that type of fight. But I agree with both of y'all. There's no reason. There was no reason to put handcuffs on her, yank her out of that car. There was none. They could have killed that woman. Any crime. Oh, look, we ain't done. I'm sorry. Yeah, we ain't done. You want to keep going?
We here now.
Then held Nathalia's broken left arm down backwards at a visibly unnatural angle, while Deputy Murillo placed the handcuff on her broken left arm.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Jay, I ain't gonna lie. As somebody who's broken their fucking arm before, dog, the first thing that they fucking told me when I broke my arm was hold it in place as best as I fucking could.
Yeah, hold it in a natural position.
This nigga literally at this point is breaking it more.
Yeah, I tell you, that's why I said I'm cringing, because he left it there. He handcuffed her arm that way.
No, he didn't leave it there. Put emphasis on it, Jay. That nigga left it there and then held it down.
He handcuffed it. He secured it in that position.
I know, but Jay, he's using his other, whichever arm that is right or left. He's holding that same arm down.
Yeah, I see. And it's making my stomach hurt.
My nigga, you can feel that bone in your hand broken already.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, god damn.
Dude, when I see shit like this, I feel it in my own body. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I feel that shit in my own body. When I see people hurt themselves, I feel that shit, because I don't know what's up in my head, but I internalize that shit. And I'm just picturing what the fuck she's feeling right now. And it's like, if this don't feel good to me, I know it don't feel good to her. It do not feel good to her, and I don't mean to laugh, but damn.
Golly.
Well, they the ones committing the crime. I mean, they have physically assaulted this woman. They physically assaulted this woman who did no physical or violent
She didn't
force
she didn't do
towards
anything.
them or anybody out there on the scene.
She didn't break no crime. Look, here you go. And I'm gonna ask this question at the end, but I'm gonna ask it right now too. If Warren Sapp, we just watched the Warren Sapp situation. If he can sue for 20 mil, what you think she can ask for? Shit. Exactly. Hold that thought, because they ain't done, y'all. Hold that thought.
Hey, it's okay.
Murillo then pulled
Her
on
arm is
Nathalia's
still
broken
fucking
left
broke,
arm
y'all.
to turn her over and sat her upright. Nathalia continued speaking nonsensically to Deputy Murillo, stating, "You told me it was only 9:05 in the morning here, my love. I was going to wait for you."
Rolling her on her broke arm side. Bruh, her arm
Despite
don't
being
even look right.
confused in a psychotic
Oh,
state and in excruciating physical pain, Nathalia still spoke with kindness towards Deputy Murillo, this man who had just yanked her out by the chain of her own vehicle and broke her arm by forcing it down backwards behind her back.
Yeah, I want y'all to really like visualize this. We come full screen real quick. Like, all right, let's say I'm getting arrested, y'all. I'm getting arrested. They got my arm. Place my arm straight, y'all, behind my back. They took her fucking arm and bent this bitch this way, y'all. They bent it this way, not this way. They bent it this way.
We seen it and heard it 5 times. The whole 5 times you played it.
Man, they bent that bitch this way, y'all. I'm like, Jesus Christ, bro. Like, is she that calm? Well, I guess it's already done happened now, but you know.
Wheelchair.
I'm telling you,
I'm sorry.
you could've killed that one.
She just needs some medication. Yeah, I have all the paperwork.
And that's where the body cam ends. Her lawyer told me that after this, she was immediately wheeled into the hospital. She was indeed Baker acted, so she was committed and then placed in a sort of a lockdown psychiatric facility. She had to undergo surgery. An orthopedic surgeon had to essentially pin her arm back together, and it never completely healed. She still is left with these pins in her arm, decreased mobility just as a result of this incident. I mean, on top of all of the mental issues that she already has been dealing with and that her family has to deal with. So a lawsuit was filed against the deputies involved and also their employer. And the main issue here is clearly excessive force. Even though they said that they would help, let's just assume that they're allowed to take her into custody forcefully if necessary under the Baker Act. And what's the reasoning for that? That would be because she poses a danger to herself or other people, primarily herself. She needs to get inside the hospital. She needs to be given her medications forcefully if necessary. Here, there are 2 main problems. One, Deputy Murillo rushed into this thing without getting the necessary information. He just kind of shoved everybody aside, and he's going to take care of everything himself because he speaks Spanish.
She has a breakdown. She has bipolar. You back up and let me go. Okay, back up. You can do that. It's fine. Yep, back up. Please back up. Sir, go that way. See where that visitor sign is? Please go over there. Please stand over there. If you want our help, that's fine. Over there. That's simple. I speak Spanish. That means you translate.
He didn't gather the facts, even as they're trying to tell him the facts. He's not wanting to hear it.
She's schizophrenic.
Whole life.
In large police departments, such as they have in Broward County, they have policies on how to deal with severe mental issues when they encounter them. They have resources that rural agencies don't have when it comes to dealing with people with severe mental health issues. There was no emergency here where he had to act before anyone else who knew better could assist. Instead, he resorted to just raw violence, yanking her out of the vehicle. And do I even have to explain that it was unnecessary and constitutionally excessive to bend her arm the wrong way to handcuff her? How barbaric was that? Completely unnecessary, cruel. Is just one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen. And then, as I told you at the very beginning, he wrote in his report, it was just basically a routine handcuffing. He heard a sound, but he mentions nothing about breaking her arm in half. After a brief struggle, I was able to get control of her left arm and place it behind her back, which allowed me to properly and safely detain her. I heard a popping sound, but was unaware of what it was. I mean, this guy seems like a real psychopath. But you say, I don't really care.
Y'all give me your thoughts real quick, like, for they finish. God damn.
Properly and safely detain her. Wow.
And the question I would always ask, if I'm on any jury, if I ever became a judge. You had to properly detain her and secure for what? Answer that first.
Right, number
And
one.
this whole case will be solved right then and there for what? Oh, well, I felt like I don't give a fuck what you felt, nigga. She one of
That
your
in my
own people.
that and G, what the fuck is your definition of safe, bro?
He calls it more harm.
For the same shit that you could have did in a kind manner, you did it in an abusing manner. Cause nigga, you could. The same result ended up fucking happening. You ended up wheeling her in the fucking hospital, and she got the psychiatric help that she needed on top of a fucking orthopedic surgery, which was unnecessary. What the fuck?
Hey man, he was playing Grand Theft Auto at the time, y'all. And for some reason you need to break one person's arm after you steal a car and do all this other stuff. He had to get that off the list.
The proper procedure was once they got there, they supposed to call the paramedics to physically restrain her. If they have to put her in a straight jacket or strap her to the bed or whatever to get her on in the hospital. They supposed to went back to who originally reached out to them, which was the paramedics, and called the ambulance to detain her. It wasn't a criminal act to begin with for them to even get involved in. They know that.
Okay, I got a question then. So when you call 911, is the first people that respond the police, or it just depends on case by case?
It's supposed to be the police 95% of the time.
Yeah, the police.
Okay, then I'm 100% agreeing with you, Miss Jackson. Once the police got that call, why didn't the police just say, fuck it, I'm sending an ambulance and I'll come after the ambulance show up, or I'll come same time?
Right.
That ain't how it works.
Well, no, right. When you call them, when you contact them, you let them know what's going on and who do you need. Dispatcher will ask, do you need an ambulance, a fire department, or the police officers? And you let them know who you need and what the situation is. They'll send out, they always send out maybe a backup officer,
They always gonna send an officer.
And they'll send out a fire, fire department maybe sometimes. But overall, they'll send you who you need.
Remember
that's my question then. So why the fuck didn't the dispatcher obviously contact the police, which they had to, but I'm not gonna put that on the dispatcher. But why didn't the police just turn around and just call? What the fuck? Make the extra call.
Remember what they said about the caller that called, the guy inside of the hospital. He said this lady was out here acting crazy.
Yeah, he told
that's why they sent the cops.
Right. He had them telling lies. He was saying she was being violent and irate and all that. So that's why they felt the need to send the police.
But yeah, they depending on what you call for, depending on what situation you in, they will look, the cops are coming regardless. You call 911, they send the cops. I don't care if they tell you your house is on fire. They gonna send the cops. They sending the cops. The cops are gonna come, but it's really more about having like fire and rescue or paramedics and shit. Because if the paramedics come, the cops are definitely coming. And if it's a fire, the cops got to come in section after section. They all gonna come at one, but it really depends on the situation. Because if it's just a situation for cops, they're not gonna call the fire department.
Okay, so then my next question would be, then since we got to take the onus off the police and off the dispatcher and everything like that, then why didn't the hospital, if that person didn't speak Spanish, call somebody that spoke Spanish?
Oh, look, the onus we're not taking the onus off of none of them.
No, I'm not taking the onus off of another. Like, I'm just talking about in terms of just like how the police even got there type shit.
Oh yeah, look, whoever that employee is, I would hope in this lawsuit they sue that motherfucker too for filing a false police report, whatever that illegal use of 911 services and shit, and then sue that motherfucker personally in the hospital. Look, in this lawsuit, that lady's $100 million, in my opinion. Because I'm gonna get something off the hospital. I'm gonna try to get something off of whoever that dude is personally that called on me. I'm gonna get something off the police department, the officer who broke my arm personally, and the whole fucking city. I'm gonna try to hit everybody up.
Oh, they gonna
you bent my arm backwards like a paper clip. Because of
Mm.
what? Oh, I'm coming for everybody. Bro, I'll be on demon time if it wasn't no demon time. And they said that the dude that the hospital tried to pin her arm back together. And they couldn't really get it all the way back, so she still got pins in her arm. That means she got metal running through her arm.
That's
She
what
gonna
I
have to
got
live with
going
that
for
for
my
the rest of her
arm right
life. Bro, I'm not But nah, I look. If somebody called, depending on what the call situation is, and we're basing it off of what he relayed to us that the guy said to dispatch, they were gonna send the police. They weren't gonna send EMS. They weren't gonna send the fire department for that. They were gonna send the police because they said it's a crazy woman. And that means we need to bring in the guns. And you said your house is on fire, the cops still come too, but they're gonna send in the people that got the water. That's normally how that shit works. But let's keep going. We almost through this bitch. I ain't gonna lie, my stomach's still hurting.
She shouldn't have been here anyways. She was from Colombia. She was already mentally ill. Why is she even in this country to begin with?
Hold on, let me see where he started off with that.
But you say, I don't really care. She shouldn't have been here anyways. She was from Colombia. She was already mentally ill. Why is she even in this country to begin with? I don't really care what happens to her. It's been long established that it doesn't matter whether you're legally in this country or you're illegally in this country or somewhere in between, and who knows what's going on at the current moment. One thing we do know is that police officers still have the same restrictions on them as far as trampling people's constitutional rights. Do we really want that guy just himself deciding who gets their humerus broken for no good reason? No, of course not. Constitutional rights are something that you either protect and enforce or you don't. And I would argue just the opposite, that I don't really care how this woman got here. What is really most important to me is that she is absolutely helpless. Like, she needs help. I don't know what kind of help specifically she needs, but I do know that it wasn't yanking her out of the vehicle and snapping her arm in half. My job as a civil rights lawyer is to help the most helpless among us. And this woman certainly is that. If you would deny her basic, not just constitutional rights, but basic human rights, then how do you deserve them yourself? If you let this police officer be judge, jury, and executioner, do you trust him when he pulls over and encounters your daughter or your granddaughter? No, of course not. Like I said, this guy seems like a complete idiot and a psychopath. Perhaps he needs to be Baker acted. As far as I know, he's still out there encountering the public with his badge and his gun. In fact, from what I've heard from this woman's lawyer, she is still terrified of this guy. And despite that, knowing that, the lawsuit's going on now, and when they take her deposition, it's coming up, I think, later this week, they want him in the room with her to purposefully terrorize her. How sick is that? The abuse continues. Hopefully we'll have an update on what happens here. You can follow along by subscribing both here and at the blog.
And look, y'all, when I get an update on this, I promise you all, we covering it. We covering it because I got my stomach hurting, bro. That's not it. That's not it.
Man, and like I said, he was worried about her being an immigrant rather than doing his job to protect and serve. You know, so that's what he was already in his feeling some type of way about too. You know, just off the real. And but good thing they have everything on camera, the body camera, whatnot. So 0 win in court, case already, won, because you can't lie against the evidence.
We can't say that. We can't say that because I don't know if a lot of people been paying attention. I agree that it should be an open and shut case. We all agree on that. CJ, you agree on that? This should be an open and shut case. The cop was in the wrong.
Hell yeah.
I would say right now, we can't even have that mindset.
I seriously doubt it.
Now, the reason I'm saying it, you remember the Ahmaud Arbery situation? The guy that was he went into an abandoned house or a house that was under construction, and then he ended up running down the street, and these white folks chased him down and shot him with a shotgun in his face. It was all over the news.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all remember that? Well, the prosecutor or the DA or whoever of that town, that the father of the son called, and she kind of played blocker. So they, because they didn't get arrested that day. They didn't get arrested for weeks. She just got off on her court case today.
So, especially
violating her oath.
the dumping office, anything goes. These motherfuckers hey, they getting immunity. So
that little white kid that was caught on camera trying to drown his black friend in the lake, he got off. It's so many cases where motherfuckers just as of recent, the ruling is coming down. It's not like the jury is saying they're innocent. No, the judges are stepping in and saying, "No, they're good to go. There's nothing here." Jury don't even get to hear the case or make a decision. That's where we are right now, and people need to be mindful of that shit. Like, it can be on camera. Think about it. Just think about it if we were right here with George Floyd shit again. There would be some people saying, yeah, it was really the drugs. You know, I don't care that I sat there and watched this man kneel on that man's neck for I don't know how many minutes. That don't matter. It don't matter that he went to sleep on that pavement. It was some drugs that got him. That's what it was. It wasn't the dude kneeling on his neck. Those people are making decisions right now. And I think people need to be mindful.
I get you, Jay, but it's kind of what we said about ACT this past Sunday. Just because the situations may have changed, don't make it any less fucked up.
Oh, what I'm saying is not to diminish. What I'm saying is to actually motivate. If we thought we were pushing forward and advocating for certain issues when things were happening, when wrongdoings were happening, if we thought we were doing it to 100% before, we might want to find that 120%. Because right now we got motherfuckers getting off on shit that's blatant.
Well, I look at it like we're going to have plenty of more George Floyd situations and incidences when we have the government, you know, there's Project 2025 that they invented behind the federal government. And you know, people, the commander-in-chief, they not holding them to no accountability, and it's immunity coming into effect. So we're going to have a whole lot more than situations and cases coming up.
Oh, yeah. Look, we living in some, I'm not trying to talk all doom and gloom to everybody, y'all, but we are living in some very interesting times right now. And that's why I keep trying to call this shit out. And just for the people that you know, sitting in the back that want to be like, oh, y'all just some racists, y'all hate Trump, yeah, fuck you, first off. But outside of that, this man did run that he wants to give cops carte blanche, blanket immunity. We just watched a cop break a woman's arm. Well, if that's the case, then blanket immunity means the cop did nothing wrong under his logic. And if that was your mama, your sister, your cousin, your brother, your father, your uncle, you would be cool with that? Because I know I wouldn't. That man bent that lady arm back like a paper clip. I just can't get behind shit like that. But motherfuckers need to be mindful, man, because I'm trying to tell y'all, I keep my head to the ground, my ear to the earth. And a lot of these cases because a lot of this shit, y'all know, a lot of these cases, like, we'll hear about it, and then it's years that happen before we find out what actually is the sentencing and all the people involved, all this woo shit. They're they're quietly pushing them bitches to the side. Because you know how the news is. They just want to get what's hot right now. What's hot? What's dramatic? Let's talk about that plane crash. And it's like, let's talk about Trump trying to take Gaza and shit. They just want to hit you with the sensational shit. But there's a lot of things still happening that done happened way before, happening right now. And a lot of these motherfuckers are getting off and people ain't saying nothing about it because a lot of people don't fucking know about it. They just getting caught up in the bullshit. I'm like, I'm asking for people to double down. Whatever we was doing before, it wasn't enough. Do it more. Do it more. Because this shit right here, and this is for all my Hispanic folks. Like, dude, I don't care if you over here illegal. I don't want that shit to happen to you. Because I know if they'll do it to you, they'll start practicing on me too. And I say that same shit to the white folks. If they do it on me, they're going to practice on you too. And that's why I like to show a lot of videos where they fucking on white folks. Because they do it to y'all a lot. And a lot of folks sit around here and act like it don't happen. It happens every fucking day. Every fucking day. We gotta go a little bit harder. We gotta go a little bit harder. But look, I'm gonna stop ranting for a second. I'm gonna let y'all talk. I know CJ had something.
Nah, nigga, you basically, you know what I'm saying, you covered everything I had my rebuttal to, but it's just fucked up overall. Like, nobody should be dealing with that shit. I don't give a fuck if you're here legally or illegally. We'll get the paperwork figured out at the end of the day. But nigga, if you need help, we should be helping the motherfuckers that genuinely need the fucking help on some real shit. That shit shouldn't be happening to no fucking body. Straight up.
I agree, man. Look, we claim we a country that wants to go around the world and solve problems and help the downtrodden because we're such a great society. I don't wish nothing bad on somebody. Like, for real, you need help. Like, for real, you in a bad position. That's why I don't look down on people that got less than me. I don't look down on people that's on the street and shit. Like, everybody gonna go through a struggle in this world. You living on this earth, you're gonna go through a struggle one way or another, some less than others. But everybody's gonna go through a struggle. I don't beat down. And we got too many people in this country right now that I think beat down. They got their own fucked up life. But instead of punching at the top where the problems come from, they'll punch down. I ain't with that shit. Miss Jackson, I'm throwing to you, my bad.
All right, I'm drawing in final thoughts for the night.
Right.
Yep. So it's just, hey, the more we watch, the more we see, the more we learn, the more we acknowledge work has to be done, education has to be brought forth, information definitely needs to be given out to our young people, to our generation. We live in perilous times right now. We have an idiot in office. Project 2025 is serious, it's real. People took it as a joke. We was being taught, we're not going back, and people didn't understand and get that phrase. But going back to the 1900s and 1800s and 1950s and shit, like, we're really in a position of being suppressed and oppressed all over again. So it really is perilous times, that we have to continue to stick together. Knowledge is power. Spread education, spread information. Social media is a powerful blessing in disguise and access and tool for us to get knowledge and reach people all over the world globally. So I think it's very important. This is my passion, and my heart lies here as far as justice and injustice, and being an advocate for justice. Also, please come and join me on my network on YouTube, and that's at School for Justice. I am Kenique Jackson. Glad to be here with you all. Glad to connect with you. That's Money. See, Money. Yeah, glad to meet up with you, my man. And until next time, peace.
All right, now. All right, CJ, throwing it to you. Final thoughts, and you already know we gotta let them know about the Sunday shit.
Oh yeah, you already know what it is. But hey, police, y'all gotta stop that hoe ass shit. I ain't gonna lie. And everybody else, if you see somebody that genuinely need help the motherfucker. Like, for real. It might just be me that has a big ass heart, but I'm a kind, giving person, and I feel like everybody should also be the same, especially if you understand the person's situation. And a lot of people that hold positions of power don't really understand what people are really going through no more, because they hold that type of position. But hey, that's still some fucked up ass shit. Remember where the fuck you came from, and remember who the fuck came up around you, damn it. Because them same type of people might be suffering, and them the same motherfuckers you shitting on and not realizing. But otherwise, that's my final thoughts on that bullshit. But you can catch me Sundays, 8 o'clock, 414 CJ. That's my music page. But catch me over here at 8 o'clock on the JVJ Network. This Sunday, though, ain't no show. We doing the, what you doing that? The watch party for the Super Bowl, 5:30. That's time the game start, right? 5:30?
Yeah, 5:30.
All right, yeah. So online to say 5:30, but we'll probably be on there about 5 o'clock, 5:15, just to get everything prepped, talking our little shit through game. But y'all already know what it is. Appreciate you for hopping on. And hey, Miss Jackson, appreciate you for, the shout out always. Hey, and I like y'all takes. I do be watching every Friday. And every time you be hopping on, I do 100% agree with what you be saying. So definitely fuck with you. JVJ, appreciate you.
That's
You
what's
already know it. Man, look, y'all. This situation right here, man, look, the Warren Sapp situation, look, not answering questions and asking questions. Look, I'm just gonna tell y'all off that, man. Learn, like, read the Constitution, man. Learn your rights. Start doing some research into this shit because right now it's gonna be more pertinent than ever to learn your shit, and everybody should know it. Teach your fucking kids, man. If you got some kids, train them in situations so they don't go into this shit blind, because there are a lot of people out here who will try to take advantage because we give certain groups of people, we give certain people power to take advantage of other people. And when you don't know what your rights are, I say it all the time. Miss Jackson, she know I say it. Your rights are like muscles. If you don't use them, you're going to lose them. They're really like muscles. If you don't work the fuck out, but motherfucker, you're going to be weak. Use your goddamn rights because they will constantly keep taking advantage of them if you don't stand on it. So from Warren Sapp's situation to this poor lady right here, it's all wrong. And there's so many different levels to this shit, y'all. It don't matter. It doesn't always have to be extreme, but it can get extreme. We could have got to a point that somebody lost their life tonight. We don't need to stand for that. I don't want that for any other fellow American. I don't want that for anybody, period. Especially operating on this goddamn country's land. Nah, we ain't supposed to be for that, man. We need to do things the right way, regardless of whether we agree or disagree with folks. You don't advocate or wish for that or just dismiss that happening to anybody. But hopefully we can get somewhere. We just need more and more people to keep on coming around. Spread the word, man. Share the fucking videos because this shit's fucked up and it does happen. For all them people that sit around there and say it don't happen, show them this video. Show it to them and watch them shut the fuck up. Because they need to shut the fuck up and stop advocating for it. Because when you complicit with shit, you're with the shit. But yeah, y'all, we will be here on Sunday doing, we're going to be covering the Super Bowl. Gonna do a live watch party. We're not gonna be able to show the game to y'all, so y'all don't get excited. But we had a game cast up, and we're just gonna show y'all what we doing and shit and commentate throughout. But we will be back here tomorrow because right now, with the times that we're living in, I'm about to give a history lesson tomorrow. It's gonna be a history lesson on this country, real American history, not the shit that they taught us in school. Real American history. So if y'all want to get down with it, it's gonna piss some people off, and y'all can probably guess who. But we're gonna be back here tomorrow doing that. But man, look, y'all be safe. Everybody that rocked out with us tonight, man, I really do appreciate y'all, man. If you was watching over on the network, watching over on Let's Talk, or watching over on Facebook, man, hit that like, hit that subscribe, turn them notices on, share the videos, all that in the bag of chips, man. Cause we trying to grow around here. But we are gonna get the fuck up out of here. I appreciate y'all. We catch y'all in the next ones always, man. Peace.
Don't tell me about me. Stop telling 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 me about me. I don't need you to tell me about me. Don't tell me about me. Stop telling 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 me about me. I don't need you to tell me about me.